opening words are from the writer and teacher Starhawk, who many of you may be familiar with. Community means strength. We are all longing to go home to some place we have never been, a place half remembered and half envisioned. We can only catch glimpses of from time to time. Community. Somewhere, there are people to whom we can speak with passion without having the words catch in our throats. Somewhere, a circle of hands will open to receive us, eyes will light up as we enter. Voices will celebrate with us whenever we come into our own power. Community means strength that joins our strength to do the work that needs to be done. Arms to hold us when we falter. A circle of healing, a circle of friends, someplace where we can be free. Good morning, everyone. My name's Melissa Marshall. My pronouns are she and her. I'm the director of religious exploration for this congregation, which means I run the children's programming. Looking around, I don't see any brand new faces, or one. So welcome, and I'm just looking to see so I know what things I need to explain. At this time, I'd like to invite the children and Young at Heart to come to the front, because I'm going to be talking to you a lot. There's not many here today, not many kids. You guys coming up? Awesome. Today's service is what we call our monthly community worship service, where we follow the basic structure, beginning the hour, and then we're going to split into groups to participate in activities. These offer the opportunity to engage in one of several spiritual practices. So instead of just listening today, we're going to be doing some things. I hope you'll all find a group that you want to be a part of. The services are also different from our usual Sunday mornings in that the families stay together. So instead of the kids leaving to go to the RE building, they stay with their families and do the activities together. Over the summer for these services, instead of having a story for the kids, we've been learning about the parts of worship. And we've talked about the meaning of the chalice, and we've talked a little bit about Spirit of Life, the song that we usually sing, but don't always do during these community worship services. So the next thing we'll do is light the chalice. We do that at the beginning of all our services. What can you guys tell me about the chalice? They haven't been here in a few months. Do you guys remember what the chalice is about? What does it mean? Love, sure. Connection, you're awesome. All right, yeah. It's a symbol of Unitarian Universalism. It started back in World War II when Unitarian Universalists were providing a safe space for people that were being unfairly arrested. All right. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Isabella, would you please do us the honor of lighting our chalice? Just pull it back and then slide it forward. Oh, just blow it out. Awesome. Thank you. Our chalice lighting hymn this morning is May I Be Light, which we've sung before. This is meant to be a song we sing to each other. The lyrics are simple and beautifully express how we want to be together in community. The lyrics, may I be light in you, may you be light in me, into our hearts, into our souls, let love abide. So we're singing about our central value, which is love. Yes, indeed. You can see it right here on the poster. May I be love in you, may you be love in me, from this place out to the world for all time. As we sing together, Last time we talked about looking around at each other, singing to each other, and apparently that was not comfortable because nobody did that. So, so this time, I thought about asking you to work on discomfort, but instead, we'll be very comfortable. And as we sing together, I also want to acknowledge that you're looking at the slides. So it's hard to look around at people when you're reading words on slides. So this time, let's just be aware of all the people around you in this room and your connection to them, because that's who we are singing this song to. And Adam will again lead us in singing. Today our focus is on coming together in community. Community often means your town or a part of the city, but when we say community in this way, we mean a group of people who are connected. So a community can be a family, a community can be a team, and it can be, in our case, our whole congregation, all the people who are a part of this church is what we call the congregation. We're connected in a lot of different ways. Communities are made by being born in, like our families, assigned, like when you go to school, in a class, you're assigned to your community, or teams, a lot of the time that's assigned. Somebody just tells you what it's going to be. And sometimes it's by our location, our community, based on where we live or where we work. Some of you may want to be part of this community because your parents or other adults bring you here, but we hope that you also want to be here because you feel good here. You know that people here care about you and you learn things that help you understand the world and decide how you want to live. This is an explanation for the children, but I think it's also exactly appropriate to us as adults. Why is it so important to be in community? Why do we need connection through community? When we lit the chalice earlier, we were doing a kind of ritual. Rituals are things that we do to make an experience special. They're usually done the same way every time. They can have special songs, lighting candles, saying prayers, eating special foods, reading meaningful words, and lots of other things. One of the important things about rituals is that they help us feel like we are part of a community. Because we're all doing something familiar, we're doing it together. The part of our service called Call to Community comes up next. And this is the announcements that tell us about things that are happening and ways to be more involved with the church community, things that we can do together and support each other. We have a few announcements, and there are more on your order of service, so be sure and look at that. The termite treatment is tomorrow. The buildings will be tenanted. No one can be in the buildings for a few days. And Ken, is there anything else you want to say about that? Cool. Okay. In case anybody didn't hear, we need help taking down the canopy out here. and watering all the plants around the buildings to help protect them from the gas that will be in the tents. Okay, yeah, thank you. The food in the buildings has already been assigned, taking care of that. There is a membership committee meeting after the service today. Okay, and who should attend that? There haven't been there.
Anyone, of course, who's interested in membership, but we'll have myself and our trustees, Ben and Emily.
Great. So this membership is the people that get the word out about how to become a member and things that people can do to be part of the congregation.
That's right.
Okay. So if you're interested in that, no matter how new you are, if you're excited about the congregation, want to be more involved with the activities and things that go on, please come to that meeting. Kim has an explanation for us about Pagan Night. Okay.
I don't want my back to anybody, so I'm going to kind of step up here.
You can come up to the mic so everybody can hear you.
I think everybody can hear me. Am I loud enough? Yeah. I tend to be loud, so I apologize for that. I've been attending Pagan Night here for a while. I don't know how long, almost since the
Over a year.
beginning. So we have a group that meets the third Thursday at night, Pagans. Okay. And anybody is welcome to join us. But this week we have something very special going on. We've invited an artist who's local, Tampa, to come out, and we're going to do kind of like a paint and sip type thing, only no sipping. Unless you bring it in, we are not checking mugs. So whatever you bring is what you bring, not responsible for it either. And she will be going through a little lesson to paint what is essentially a little starry night picture. It's 4 by 6, and she'll go through that. And the paints she uses are crystal encrusted paints. So they take crystals, they crush them up and add energy to the paints and you add energy to your painting by creating this. There is a charge for it. We normally don't charge for things the pagan group does, but because we are bringing somebody in from outside, there's a $15 charge. Emily, raise your hand, and Linda Lee are collecting money for that. Anybody is welcome to join us, and anybody is welcome to join us anytime we meet. We are very open and welcome to anybody else. If you have questions, I've worked with her I haven't worked with her. I've had a class from her before. She is wonderful. If you have never painted before, you will still come out with something amazing because my husband did it and he does not paint. He really does not paint, and he was proud of his picture he created. So you do not have to be an artist. Come and enjoy the fellowship. Come and enjoy the meditation that is creating something, and have a good time with us. We'd like to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Our Wednesday night programming is planned to resume in September. There's nothing planned for the last 2 weeks of August. Raffi Ellis was an active member and leader in this community for years. She passed away recently, and her celebration of life will be held this Saturday, August 22nd at 1 p.m. at the Polk Theater downtown. It was listed as from 1 to 5, but her husband, Ron, also said a program will be presented with a reception to follow. For information on any other upcoming events, please check your order of service in our e-newsletter, which is published at the beginning of each month and posted on the bulletin board in the hallway right over here. Our website, uuclakeland.org, is also updated with our events, so that's another good place for information. Today, for our sharing of abundance, we're doing a Share the Plate. The recipient will be TLC PetSnip, which is an organization that does, they were the first nonprofit spay and neuter and wellness organization in Polk County. They do provide low-cost care, basic veterinary care, but the main thing that their service is, why it's called TLC PetSnip, is for community cats. Like this neighborhood has a lot of cats that were not anybody's particular pet. They just, somebody left behind a cat, that cat had kittens, we have a lot of cats. So what the program is, people trap these cats take them in. They do a low-cost spay or neuter. They clip their ear just a little bit so that you can tell that it's been done, so nobody will try to do the surgery on them again. And then the cats are released back where they live. So what this does is just stops the reproductive cycle and the expansion of the population, and those cats just live out their lives where they're already living. So we have cats here. Those of you on Facebook have seen that there's been great effort, and I'm really appreciative of everybody who was involved in trying to trap the cats that live on the property so that they're not harmed by the tenting. And what we do is we'll pass the plates, and all the donations get split 50-50 between the congregation, and we'll send the other half to TLC Pet SNP. And all donations to TLC Pet SNP go directly towards helping those animals in need. Okay, so you guys want to collect the money today? You want to help pass the plates? You want to help? Thank you, everyone, for your contributions today. We have our blessing slides up here. Please repeat after me. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here now. It is a blessing to be here now together. Awesome. Thank you. Dakota, would you come up to the healing candle? This beloved community is a place for connection, solace, and healing. We light this candle for all who are hurting in body, mind, or spirit. May its flame remind us that even in difficult times, we are not alone. We are holding it together. As a congregation, we come together in many ways. Another of our weekly rituals that brings us together in community is the practice of honoring our joys and sorrows. Those of us in the RE program are not usually here for this part, but it's another important part of the worship service that helps people feel connected. Not all churches do it, and some do it in different ways. Candles, spoken. There have been times when we've done both. Sometimes we've lit candles here, sometimes we've spoken our joys and sorrows, which can be really connecting. It can be a great contribution to community, but it can also make for a very long service. So we do share our joys and sorrows silently. Another way we do this is by writing in the Joys and Sorrows book, where you can share anything that's happening in your life. This is kind of like our check-in in RE. When we go to RE, we go around the circle, everybody's saying how we're doing and anything we want to share that's going on in our life. So if you have something like that going on that you want to share with the congregation, you're all welcome to write it in this book, which is on that little podium before service at the back of the room here. First, I have a message from Crystal. Dear UUCL friends, I'm starting to settle into my new surroundings and role as Associate Production Manager at the Virginia Repertory Theater in Richmond. Her new mailing address is here on the card. So anybody who wants to stay in touch with her, be sure you get that. Wishing you a wonderful end of summer. Please let everyone know that my sprained ankle is healing slowly, and I miss you all so much. Lots of love, Crystal. Crystal was also a very active member of our community and key player on our Buildings and Grounds team. So we're looking for about 10 people to replace Crystal. Give Ken and Dorothy some support. And we have one other entry from Dorothy and Ken. Thanks to all who helped get grounds ready for tenting, Mike, Tommy, Dan, and Ken and Dorothy. Ken needs help taking down the sunshade and watering all plants close to the building to protect the plants. All right. Thanks for sharing that with us. You are not alone. We'll say this together. All right. You are not alone. We are holding it together. I invite you all to participate in our ritual of dropping stones into our joys and sorrows bowl. This is an act of coming together, perhaps with the divine, perhaps with fellow members of the congregation, or parts of yourself that you wish to connect with. In this moment, you're welcome to come together in whichever way feels right to you. We have the 2 bowls of colored stones, bowls for the colored stones. You'll find the stones at the back of the sanctuary. Choose the ones you wish to represent your joys and sorrows and come up either side to drop them in the water up here. Today's activities, we have 3 planned activities. The first, will be frame drumming. Linda Lee is going to lead, she's going to teach us frame drumming. This is a frame drum, and there's a particular way to play them, and it's quite easy, very basic, so don't worry that you can't do it. She'll teach you the basics and share some of her thoughts about what's excited her about frame drumming. And we do have quite a few, and we can always share. So that's going to happen in here. And then Gail Rushford is going to lead a discussion group. They'll be over in the RE building. And they're going to talk about sharing purpose. We're talking about community today, and this will be an exploration of purpose. And then we're going to have a creative activity right across the way in the social hall. And what we're going to do today is make pennant banners. These are the banners. It's like a string with a bunch of triangles hanging on it. We're going to make these like colorful and fun. It's an opportunity you can just write words if you want. You can write a poem or something meaningful that way, or you can just do pictures, make it beautiful. What I'd like to do is make one to put across the back here in celebration of community, so we'll share thoughts and ideas that would welcome people, make people have a sense of who we are, what kind of place we have here. The other thing is we also are important to us is our community outside the congregation. So we have our inside community and our outside community. Voting rights is a thing that Unitarian Universalists do a lot of work on and celebrate and really want to encourage people to vote. And so that will be another thing we'll make banners for if you feel like more inclined towards putting out the word, doing some social justice work today. We can make banners for that. You can also just make a little sign or a poster. There are a lot of restaurants and shops that let people put little posters in their windows. Now, how nice would it be to go walking into the coffee shop and when you see an ad for a music get-together and somebody's skills, and then something just saying, let's celebrate diversity. Let's practice democracy and use our votes. Doesn't have to be anything heavy or negative. We just want to inspire people and encourage people to vote. So when we're done, we're going to wrap up the activity, wrap up like a few minutes before 12. We want everybody to regroup in the social hall at 12 because we're going to extinguish our chalice together. That's how we wrap up our service, and everyone is welcome to stay for snacks and some community building conversations over there. I hope that you will all join one of these groups. This is a good opportunity to expand your connection with your fellow congregants, get to know people a little better. Each of these ways offer a different way of connecting. But if you really don't have it in you to do that, you're also welcome to use the coloring books in the back. We have adult coloring books, markers, we have colored pencils and crayons on that side. And there's also just paper on the shelves over there if you prefer to journal or write and just indulge in some quiet time. So let's go ahead and go to those groups now. So let's see.